Hi everyone, welcome to day 8. Today's probably only going to be a half day for this, but might as well go ahead and get started, shall we? Alright, and... timer is a go. Oh wait. Timer is a go. Alright. Man, so I realized sometime yesterday that I haven't actually seen almost any Disney movies. And it kind of weirded me out because it's so a part of mainstream culture to have seen at least of like 20 or 30 of them that like it just suddenly hit me like a train. I'm not a part of that culture. I legally obtained a bunch of Disney movies in one single day. And, I gotta say, start with Snow White. Snow White is not a very good movie. It really just is not that fun. Like, there's this weird dissonance between cartoonish characters that Disney draws and supposedly realistic ones. So if you actually watch the movie, the dwarves have 4 fingers, but Snow White actually has 5. What was with the Disney movies? I realized that I hadn't actually seen almost any of them. Like, as a kid, I watched maybe 4 or 5 Disney movies on repeat because someone I knew had them on VHS. I didn't really ever watch them. And since then, the only ones that I've seen have been, as far as I can remember, Disney Pixar. I'm fairly behind on that. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna watch every Disney movie actually animated by Disney. So I started doing that. Yeah, first off, Snow White. I'm starting chronologically is what I'm doing. But I started off with Snow White. Not a very good movie. The dwarves have 4 fingers, the realistic people have 5. Like... It's just kind of weird aesthetically. I'm not super into it. Disney is overrated in your opinion? I don't know, I feel like that can be said with anything. I'd say they're overvalued, because they do have some genuinely good stuff from what I remember. Like, I'd say the same thing with, like, Studio Ghibli movies, honestly. There are only a few of them that I actually really enjoy, but I'd say all of them are fairly solid aesthetically. And that's something I'll give to every Disney movie that I've seen so far, is that they're absolutely gorgeous to look at. And I'm dreading the moment that I see it dip down from being gorgeous. Yeah, Snow White, not very good. I didn't like the fact that all the characters were one-dimensional, but that's literally what the story of Snow White is a bunch of one-dimensional characters, so, you know, I can only hate it so much. It didn't really do a whole lot wrong in terms of, like, plot. Like, the characters were just not that enjoyable. I'd say the only one that I really enjoyed was, Doc. Because he had some personality outside of nothing. He wasn't exactly one note. When am I getting to 101 Dalmatians? Uh, after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like, there's like 12 more movies. There are a lot of Disney movies between Bambi and that. But yeah, Snow White, not very good. Pinocchio, good movie. I thought I wouldn't like it very much, but it was genuinely really solid. I enjoyed it a lot. Pinocchio is just like your average little boy just trying to get around. You know, temptation comes his way, he takes the easy paths, he takes the paths that seem the most fun. He doesn't fully take up responsibility for himself. He lies, and he gets punished for all that. Pleasure Island, see Lampwick turn into a literal jackass, and then he wishes for the conscience to come back, but it can't. It's very much about just being a little kid, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, Pinocchio, good movie. What was the next one? Oh yeah, Fantasia. Really boring. I'll go ahead and say it. You know what? That movie is overrated. I'll use that word here. Like, I did not like that movie. The only bit I could really tolerate, or the only two bits, were The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which I liked the entirety of. Thought that was good. And the first, like, 2 minutes, maybe less than, of Night on Bald Mountain. Because Chernobog is sick, bruh. Otherwise, it's just this really boring classical music show with some background animation. The Nutcracker wasn't interesting, and I forget what the original one was, but that was just also not interesting in the slightest. Animation can only do so much for me, honestly. Otherwise, I probably would have liked Snow White a lot better. And then there's Bambi. I don't really have much to say about Bambi. It was a decent movie. It's like, oh wait, no, Dumbo and then Bambi. I totally forgot about Dumbo, as I probably should have. Dumbo's just really... I'm not really sure how to describe it. It was super milquetoast, and I can almost assure you that it was a massive, quickly animated cash grab to try to make money while they were recovering from Fantasia, because there's absolutely no way in hell Fantasia legitimately made any money at the box office. It was definitely a failure. And Dumbo was absolutely supposed to be what would be the word in this case? Its use was purely to profit after a loss. I can't think of the word right now, but I'm sure there's one that describes that. It's a recoup movie, that's it. But there's nothing really that wrong with it. It was just super basic. I wouldn't even say like the trippy parts when Dumbo drinks champagne are that interesting. Pros were super racist, I'll give them that. Not as a positive, but that wasn't boring. man, Bambi was a good movie. Or, I wouldn't even say good movie. It was very watchable. Yeah, one of them is named Jim. It wasn't very subtle. And it probably wasn't trying to be, but probably wish it were. No, I legally obtained that one as well, but I'm not gonna watch it just because I don't really have any interest in live action Disney stuff. I'm more so just watching what is currently in the Disney canon officially, but that is not. Yeah, I know it's Mary Poppins style, but Mary Poppins isn't in the canon either. Or maybe it is, I don't know. I might be skipping it. I just don't want to watch live-action cartoon mixes. I think those look terrible for the most part. Besides, the first, like, 40 minutes of Poppins is live-action. I want to see cartoons, man. Why I didn't put Pirates of the Caribbean on there. You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one. He turns into like a weird like turtle voice on that last bit. You're in one. Steven Universe trailer? Yeah, I saw it. I don't really have an opinion, honestly. I don't like the character design for Steven that much. I think it looks very weird. Maybe it might grow on me, I don't know, but apparently I'm not super into it. Besides, it's a trailer. You can't really tell anything from it currently. I wish Hulu would put on the 5th season so that way I could rewatch the entire show and officially actually watch the 4th and 5th seasons, but probably at least like 6 months out, so that way they can rerun it a few times. I still haven't seen 4 or 5 yet. I just want to be able to binge watch it all at once, which I plan on doing. I'll just set out like 2 days to watch the entire show, which I think will be fun. Yeah, though, Bambi, who cares? It really is just a super middle of the road, nothing wrong with that movie. Like, it's not trying to be subtle at all, and it definitely isn't. I mean, there's only so much I can really put on the actual movie itself. Like every other Disney movie so far, it is very lavishly animated. It used classical music in its score. I don't remember, dude. The music was really just not memorable. Fantasia used classical music. I don't know though, I couldn't tell you. I like the part where Bambi's mom got shot. That was pretty fun. I like the part where everyone got really pornony. And then there was a time skip. I forget the word that they used, but they definitely didn't use edgy. It's Bambi, dude. What about it is edgy? Oh, the getting shot thing? No. No, I like the running sequence. That was really well done. I like the color design in that bit. I didn't like the fact that Bambi's mom got shot. I didn't feel anything. But I didn't care. I didn't say like, ooh, yeah, I love that his mom died. Yeah. Oh, is the stream locked up? Oh, stream still up? How we doing? Okay, how's the stream doing? Alright, are we still looking good? I do not know what that was. Alright. Yeah, I have no idea what that was. Sorry about that. Yeah, though it didn't use like like if it was morning, it didn't throw in like the. You know, it didn't throw that in at least. If it did use classical music, it was probably pretty restrained. But again, whatever it used, it didn't really. It wasn't memorable. Didn't stick with me. I like that, Bambi's dad is basically the god to all these animals because he runs away constantly. But that was kind of funny. Prince! The prince has come! Birds flew. I wonder what that means. Bambi's dad just, like, runs 40 miles an hour the other direction. Ooh, I wonder what he's running from. They call me Dumper. Actually, that, the entire time I watched, I was reminded of, the live-action Bambi remake skit from SNL. Oh god, I can't wait for it to actually become a thing. SJL. Social Justice Live, I guess? No, it wasn't The Rock as Thumper, it was Vin Diesel as Thumper. 'Cause I'm always something. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, it's always something. No. It's always something. Always something. I'm Bambi. Those MFs that killed my mother, they're gonna pay. Dearly. The Rock was Bambi. Like, it starts off with him just, like, slowly getting out of, like, a Mustang in the middle of a forest. And he's wearing, like, hiker boots. It's like, what's up? I'm Bambi. And Tyrese Gibson as Flower. Woo! I smell bad, but I look good. Whoa! God. Apparently that's finally getting recommended to people. Like, that was in 2015, and I think it's just starting to get on that YouTube recommendation list. I guess it's because of all the live-action Disney remakes, or at least announcements that happened in the last couple weeks. Oh man, I totally forgot Cinderella was already a live-action movie. Like, they did that forever ago. I honestly did not remember. It must have just bombed, I guess. I remember literally nothing about it. You heard it was decent? That's what you hear about all live-action Disney movies. Like, I've never heard like a consensus that, oh, it's bad. And I'm almost certain that it's because people's opinions and my own are just too different. That kind of thing. Like, yeah, I'm going in under the impression that I'm going to dislike it. But I'm willing to accept that and want to watch the movie anyway. Like, when I saw Jungle Book, I didn't really have any first impressions. Like, all I could think of was, wow, I'm probably... This movie definitely isn't going to be for me, because I didn't really enjoy the original Jungle Book. But I guess I'll watch it, and then I did, and it wasn't a very good movie. Blue was probably the best part of it, and he still wasn't that good. As for Cinderella, I never actually saw it. But I know for a fact I would hate Beauty and the Beast live action. Because I cannot stand the actual Beast's look in that movie. I think it looks awful. Bare Necessities is a banger. It really is. Jungle Book had some really good music in it, from what I remember. Bare Necessities, I Want to Be Like You. Like, those are both really decent. That's why I'm actually kind of looking forward to watching it when I get to the 60s. I want to walk like you, talk like you too. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Like, I know for a fact that, alright, so, how do you think Disney actually gets all of its money? Actually, you know what? Here, let me rephrase that. Let's time travel a bit. It's the 1970s and it's the 1980s right now. Right now, how do you think Disney gets all of its money? What is its main source of income at this point? Licensing? That's right. It's not actually selling movies. Even back then, like, the actual movies didn't really do a whole lot because there wasn't home video releases. I mean, even now, it's not like the biggest part of them, but it makes up a larger percent than zero. Like, in the early 80s, like, as soon as VHSs started to become a thing, Disney hopped on that because they had one piece of merchandise now that literally appealed to everyone that watched their movies, which was their movies. That's why, that's why generally in the 80s, what was it? That's why in the 80s, like, you had the start of, like, the Renaissance, specifically with something like The Little Mermaid. You started with the Disney Renaissance. You didn't just have movies that could be watched in the theater and sell merchandise. You also had the actual movie itself. So they tended to just they tended to bump up the quality quite a bit. Like, if you ever want to find out why, I recommend looking up, like, The Black Cauldron. Like, if you've never seen it, go watch it. It was super pushed on VHS from what I can remember. Not only because it was generally just pretty not successful in the theater, but also because, like, it was, like, from the very beginning, I'm pretty sure it was targeted towards home video release. Like, that's why it's so scary. Like, they were counting on people that were super fans of it to just go out and buy it, or order it, or however you would purchase a VHS in, like, 1985. See, that's a cool statistic for you. In the mid-80s, like, if you look at, like, at the average Hollywood movie budget, it suddenly increases pretty noticeably because they have, like, an extra avenue of revenue. Yeah, though I'm definitely looking forward to all the other Disney movies. And I'm not sure if I should go ahead and watch sequels because last one I watched has been Bambi, and Bambi has like 2 sequels. So if I'm going to start doing sequels, I might as well start it now while the original is still pretty fresh. That's why I'm only doing a half day today. I'm only gonna be doing this for about another half an hour. Wait. Is I level 43?
You really think you can beat me?
Doing straight to DVD sequels? Yeah. I am level 43. What's up with that? What? Did you see that? It went from 42 straight to 44. What was that?
You're going down.
Was I blind? Did I see that right? Yeah, though, I want to do straight to DVD sequels, I guess. But I'm not currently sure. I have to make my decision, like, within the next, like, 25 minutes, though. You know what? There are so many for The Little Mermaid and Bambi that I think I just might. It'll be fun. If I don't like them, I can drop them super quick, I guess. You know what? Yeah, because that way I'll be able to watch the 2 other Aladdin movies. I genuinely remember liking Prince of Thieves. Even though it has like one of the most just eye-gougingly terrible color palettes ever. Well, yeah, it's gonna be a straight-to-DVD sequel. Say hello to quality. I hate it being called quality. I genuinely do. I hate that it's always spelled with capital letters as well. You know, it really surprises me that I've heard so much good stuff about Aladdin. Like, I don't remember enjoying that movie as a kid. Not saying I remember a whole lot about it, but I just don't remember it being on my radar at all. I think my favorite movie was always like, I don't know, like Mulan, something. Maybe I can just look up all the different movies real quick and actually find out which one was my favorite. Oh, Christ. You know what? Pausing it real quick. Yeah, Mulan, you've heard of it. Probably. Alright, I'm going through a list. I have all of them written down. I'm just gonna go through it real quick. So, Snow White, Pinocchio, Fantasia, Dumbo, Bambi, Saludos Amigos, Three Caballeros, Make Mine Music, Fun Fancy Free Melody Time, Ichabod and Mr. Toad, Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty. I'm looking forward to Sleeping Beauty. I really am. The art in that is absolutely gorgeous, from what I remember. Looking at some of the background art for it, and it is kind of breathtaking. Ah, 101 Dalmatians. I love that one. Robin Hood, Winnie the Pooh. Oh, Nightmare Before Christmas is on the list too. You know what? That might have been my favorite. Any deep cuts? What do you mean by that? I have no idea what a deep cut is. You know what? Nope, never mind. Emperor's New Groove. Easy. Can anything top Emperor's New Groove? I have no idea. One of the best scripts ever written. Is Rescue Rangers a deep cut? Or Aristocats? I have no idea what a deep cut is. You're gonna have to explain it to me in small words. That sounds like an abstract concept. Emperor's New Groove, Lilo and Stitch. I think those are probably like my two favorites of all time. Oh my god, I forgot Bolt was actually not a Pixar movie. That was made by actually the main group at Disney. Bruh. Bruh, Emperor's New Groove is GOAT. Yeah, what is a deep cut? Alright, yeah. And now we're at the modern Disney. A deep cut is something that's sorta not well known. Ah. Probably not. I'd say at this point Pinocchio is kind of is a deep cut. Just because I don't ever hear anyone talk about it, including myself. Even though it's really good. I don't know. Is there a deep cut Disney movie at this point? I'd say like the only ones that there are like the 40s live action cartoon mix ones that I was talking about. I feel like those are the only ones that people don't know about because they're live action and cartoon mix. You know what? Treasure Planet, maybe. I need to rewatch Treasure Planet, but I remember there being a lot of really memorable ideas and sequences in there. Alright. Alright. Alright, we're getting back to the game. We're getting back to the game. Timer, click that. Atlantis is well known, surely. You know, it's hard to say what is and isn't a deep cut, considering a lot of the movies that I would say are came out whenever I was a child, and I definitely saw them all in theaters. It's like, oh yeah, everyone knows Atlantis. I watched that as a child. And I realized, hey, Atlantis came out, like, forever ago. That was, like, between 16 and 18 years ago at this point. Not everyone had all these movies on VHS. Or at least their friends. Or grandparents. I don't know. Yeah, is Atlantis well known at this point? Because if we're just talking about movies that people don't talk about as much as Beauty and the Beast, then like Pocahontas is, I would say, is that, even though I haven't seen it in forever. What all would count as as obscure at this point? Because I mean, after all, it is a Disney movie. It can only be so obscure. When's the live-action Atlantis movie? I'd be down to see that, or Treasure Planet. Because I think those would work great as advertising vehicles for the original. I'm fairly certain we still don't have Treasure Planet on Blu-ray, do we? You know what? That's another reason for the for this list. For going down through every. You're at the fortress right now in DQ, and you're near the end. Yeah. Yeah, you're almost to the credits. Dude. Stuff with that stuff with the sisters hit me kind of hard when I first saw it. Bruh. Yeah, how far into the fortress are you? Yeah, depending how far in, you could be less than like 5 hours away. Have you made sure to... Oh, you just got in? You're probably like, I don't know, you're probably like 8 or 9 hours out from the final boss, probably. I think. I don't know. I feel like that was a pretty long dungeon for that game. I'm having a little bit of trouble remembering what all was in that dungeon, which one was in like some other dungeon. Yeah, it's a pretty long final stage.
Oh man, I'm really off today.
Persona level dungeon length, yeah. But this one is only for the final one, so it kind of makes sense. It's a test of endurance at the end, not the beginning. Also, you can get in and out of the dungeon very easily, from what I remember. And you constantly unlock a shortcut. Makes it easier to get in and out of the dungeon. Oh yeah, it's flooding back to me. Yeah, about 10 hours sounds right. Yeah, if you're going at the same pace I was, around that much. Fair warning, I think there's only one save point. So remember what passages you take, I guess. Yeah, but I'm actually really excited to watch more Disney stuff. Still have a long way to fill out the item encyclopedia and bestiary. Yeah, you don't generally fill up a whole lot of it on the main quest. I think that really is like a grinding thing. Yeah, got a gold star it, man. Dude, I think I only didn't do that with like 4 items on accident. Like, I was super good with the forge. You weren't getting +3 on everything you made, you're a chump, I'll go ahead and say it, because you're not me. Did I do all the horse races? No, I didn't. I did not get the outfit, unfortunately. I think that's the one outfit I really didn't care about getting. I don't think I remember not liking the color scheme, but I don't remember what the color scheme was. It's kind of like a sandstony and blue, right? Yeah, though, I'm genuinely surprised at how excited I am to watch Disney movies. Especially because, like, there's only been one good movie that I've seen so far and one mediocre one. Like, the other ones have just not been entertaining. I don't know why I'm so excited to see more, but I am. I'll say this about Pinocchio, though. I do not like the intricacies on Geppetto's design. Peter Pan is bad. I'll say it kind of sounds like the antithesis of Pinocchio now that I'm thinking about it. Stay young, go to pleasure places, goof off. Don't go to school, come to Neverland, stay a child for forever. There are no responsibilities, Wendy. Children. Okay, I remember liking that one. But I assume you're right, honestly. Really sucks about Disney movies is that the best part, especially in like the early like I don't know, like before like the 1980s or 1990s, the best part is almost certainly going to be the villain. Because the classical villain archetypes they use are always really entertaining. Like, I can't wait to see Maleficent. because I think she's a fantastic design. The Queen was the best part in Sleeping Beauty, before she just literally tagged herself into not being cool anymore. I don't know, the Bambi villain was really a non-entity, so I couldn't say if it was cool or not. Hey. 44, boys. Gotta watch the beginning of Enchanted. I don't know, man. I really don't know about doing that. I don't even want to give that movie the time of day. I don't want to be disappointed by watching the beginning 10 minutes of that movie, seeing how awesome it looks animated, and then having to turn it off, or just watch the rest of the movie. I don't want to break my heart like that. Also, while I was looking up all the Disney movies, I found out something I really enjoyed. The Little Mermaid was co-directed by these two guys, and it was originally pitched next to Treasure Island, and then they did Aladdin after that, and they were told, okay, if you can do another success, you get to do Treasure Island. And then Aladdin happened, they didn't let him do Treasure Island. It's like, okay, do one more. And then they did Hercules. I was like, oh my god, it's a success. Okay, you guys can do Treasure Island. And they did Treasure Island, it was kind of a flop. But after that they quit Disney. They wanted to do another story about like a cat detective, I think. I can't remember what it was about. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like a cat detective. Did you line Hercules? Yeah, I lined it. I think it's a pretty good movie. I really like the aesthetic, pretty much. Line work for the gods has always amazed me. Like, the fact everyone is constantly coated in gold glow and doesn't look terrible. I definitely remember that. I like Meg's sassiness, I like Hades' sassiness, I like the fact that James Woods has been Hades in almost every incarnation of the character for Disney since. Because he just loves to hear his own voice as Hades. Like, I remember liking a whole lot about it, but I'm sure it's not quite as good as I remember it being. Danny DeVito as Phil. That movie was just really, really well cast. I don't know, I don't remember too much about it song-wise. All I remember is I can go the distance. I don't know, was there another song? Oh wait, no, there was. No, there was all the clay pottery art. There was a lot of cool ideas in that movie. Yeah, I really did enjoy it as a kid. I remember watching it tons of times. Like I think that was the movie I rented most from the library as a kid. Like, I think I remember, I'd rent the VHS copy because we didn't have a DVD player for a number of years after they came out. But I think I actually wrote my name on my library's VHS copy in Sharpie somewhere. I loved Hercules. But after they quit Disney, they were actually brought back to do 2 more movies so far. And I think they're gonna stay there. Those other 2 movies have been Princess and the Frog and Moana. Both of which I have both of which I'm pretty sure I'll like. One Princess and the Frog is kind of like the last bit of hope for 2D animation for Disney, apart from Winnie the Pooh. I'm also looking forward to, but also not because that was the first movie where Tom Kenny voiced Rabbit instead of the old guy. I remember Moana. I remember seeing lots of great songs in Moana. Like, that was all over YouTube for a while, wasn't it? What was it? What was that song? What was that Moana song? Watch Frozen? I think I did. I don't remember. You know what? No, I remember not really liking it a whole lot. Shiny. That was the one with the crab? That was the crab song, right? Yeah, I legitimately don't remember that one. You're Welcome, that's the one I was thinking of. It was You're Welcome. That was a pretty nice song. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I did watch Frozen, but I don't really remember a whole lot about it. I remember Josh Gad as the snowman going and just making all these baby sounds and me being really uncomfortable. Honestly, something like Meet the Robinsons is under my radar even now, if I'm being honest. I have fairly fond memories of it, but I've looked up pictures fairly recently, and it does not look very good. Visually, I mean, it probably has a fine story to it. I sometimes forget just how not good the actual Disney in-studio animation department was with 3D for most of the 2000s. I think Tangled is only the first one that they did where it didn't look kind of weird and creepy. Meet the Robinsons is definitely a product of that time where it was creepy. That and like Chicken Little. I'm dreading. Because I remember having fond memories of that movie as a little boy. But it's definitely going to be bad. You know one that I actually remember going to see, but don't remember anything about at all, is Home on the Range. I have no idea what to expect from that movie at all. I do not remember anything about it. All I remember is from what I saw on like VHS commercials whenever it was first coming out. Did you ever go to see Home on the Range? A lot of the early 2000s animations looked like plastic, if I'm being honest. Tangled looked pretty good, especially the lantern scene. Yeah. Yeah, they just didn't know how to do 3D very well. That's why Pixar really took off with Toy Stories, because it kind of took advantage of the fact it didn't really look that good with human beings. They really capitalized that on an ingenious way. I'll definitely give them kudos for that. That's one of the reasons I'm not necessarily a big fan of something like Ants. I think it was made like 4 or 5 years too early. Like, if that had come out around the time of, I don't know, like, Monsters, Inc., that movie probably could have looked really, really good, but as it stands, like, everything looks way too plasticky in Bug's life. You have some great memories of Home on the Range, the music at least. You know, there's something that I really don't appreciate about Disney right now, is that it's getting significantly harder to tell them and Pixar apart. Like, their identities at this point are getting, just... I don't know what the word would be, androgynous? I guess the line is just kind of blurring between the two. Like, before I made this list, I wasn't sure if Tangled and Frozen were Pixar movies or if they were Disney movies. Because they're just bleeding into one another so hard at this point, it's difficult to tell. I really just want a I don't want a live action. I just want a really decently animated 2D movie from Disney. But I know that that's not gonna happen. All the 2D animators are like dead at this point. Or they've been hired by like the TV crews. I think is cool, but you know, doesn't really give them a whole lot of room to flex their muscles, in my opinion. Alright, that's gonna have to cover it for today. I got some other stuff to do right now, but thanks everyone that showed up, thanks everyone that stopped in for a chat, thanks everyone that decided to stick around. I'm only doing 1 hour today and that was it. Hopefully I'll see everyone tomorrow. Actually, you know what? Let's see. What do we have? 4,500, 4,600. So what'll that take? Let's get the calculator out real quick. This will be the last thing I do before I head out. Calculator. 600. Divide that by 4. Alright. That's gonna take almost an hour tomorrow. That's gonna take most of the day almost. So we're gonna get 2 levels tomorrow, probably, if I decide to go 2 hours. Oh boy. Alright. Thanks everyone that stopped by. I'm gonna go ahead and save real quick and that'll be the end. Save. Save. Alright. Goodbye everyone. Have a good day.